I have way too much energy for Wednesday night. This is not good.
This is a dirty game, bro. And what I've always said is all is fair in love, war, and challenges, and challenges, and challenges, and challenges.
What's really good, pot stirrers? I am MTV Malik. She is Becky at Giftmaster Bex. And of course, we are joined by Antonio, a.k.a. the Bananas Defender. What's really good, gang?
What's up? I'm really upset.
Why are you upset?
He's
I'm the
always
only
upset.
one here that knows about the Wonder Pets.
I don't know
Nobody
what the
gives
Wonder
a
Pets
fuck
are.
about the Wonder
It's like
Pets.
the thing with the turtle and the duck and the guinea pig. You guys haven't seen it? Very upset by that.
He's literally Gen Zing it so hard right now.
Very
I have
upset.
no idea what he's talking about.
It's so
Not even in the
I was
slightest.
singing the song before, and Becky didn't know what it was, and I was like very upset. Meanwhile, I was the only one that knew about it. It's a kids show.
literally a little kid
Yeah,
show.
my oldest is in college, so
I'm in college too, and I know what the Wonder Pets are.
exactly. You're as old as one of my
Yeah,
kids.
that's true. Technically, I'm in
But I'm
college
saying
right
your
now,
kid
and
should have
so is
seen
Malik.
it at least. That's what I'm
These
saying.
these are facts. Becky, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, chilling, hanging out. I'm really leading a very boring lifestyle these days, but I love it.
You know who's not leading a very boring lifestyle?
You.
I'm gonna say Josh, but okay.
What?
Guys, for everybody on YouTube, so sorry. I don't know what's going on. It's not streaming to YouTube today, so it looks like it's just going to be on Facebook and Twitter.
I think Pam wants you to sing the song.
Oh,
Go ahead, Antonio. That's all you.
Okay. Oh, now I'm kind of nervous. All right. There's an animal. No, the phone. The phone is ringing. Da-na-na-na-na. There's an animal in trouble. Da-na. There's an animal in trouble. Da-na. There's an animal in trouble somewhere. Linny, Tuck, and me, Ming Ming too. We're Wonder Pets,
Please-
and
please
we'll
stop.
help you.
Please
Okay,
stop.
yeah. If you
Whose
don't know
man's
it,
is this? Whose
Oh,
man's is this?
no one's.
You know what? I don't want to have any more small talk. Hey, was anything popping off show this week, Becky?
I mean, nothing that I really saw.
Nothing interesting.
Nothing that I really saw, other than some sad news that Kara's horse has passed away. So it's not really drama, but sadness at the loss of a beloved pet. Especially
Absolutely. She loved Garnett. We all did. So, Garnett's going to be in a better place. Rest in peace. You guys ready to jump into the episode?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Cam and Leroy both got their skulls and they start politicking about the next moves. Cam has her eyes on Theresa and she wants Casey to take her out. Off top, who do you think wins against Theresa and Casey in a probable elimination?
Casey. I think Casey's new to the game. I think Casey's more athletic. Well, Theresa might be married to a football player. Casey plays football. So I'm like,
Teresa has done a couple of these.
yeah, but I don't know. I think she's an athlete. She knows how to get physical. I think she might not talk a lot from what we see, but I think she has a pretty good game going on. And I'd take Casey over Theresa any day.
Becky?
I don't know. I would have to know what the elimination was. I think head to head, in a physical, I would give it to Casey.
Teresa's pretty scrappy. Remember Theresa versus Nani?
Yeah,
That was years ago, though.
but that was
Nani was in her prime.
I'm not gonna lie. Casey is way better in physical than Nani is. I'm and this is no shade to Nani. It's really just it's apples and oranges. You can't really compare the two. But yeah, I if it's a mental thing, I think it would be a toss up. But yeah, in a physical stance, I would always give it to Casey.
Here goes something that really blew my mind. It looks like Leroy and Cam, they recognize that whoever is the rogue agent, that is going to be what sex elimination is. And it didn't strike me until they actually said something. Did you guys get that before?
Yeah.
Or am I just finding out about that?
I mean, I kind of put two and two together once I realized there was an extra guy, so a guy had to go home in order to be even pairs again. But when it's no rogue agent, it's always a toss up because no one knows what's gonna happen because it could go either way.
I agree. I kind of figured it out a couple weeks ago. I was like, okay, so if they're a rogue agent, they're gonna have to have a partner, so it has to be whatever that sex is. Elimination. So I just never really, I guess, expressed it out loud as, oh, look, that's strategy. So
Do you guys think that might change at some point?
I mean, it wouldn't make sense to have, two
Unless there's
guy
a
rogue agents.
purge
Yeah.
or a double elimination.
That's what I'm saying. It could happen. He be changing shit up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. It's not TJ doing any of this. He keeps saying it's his eliminations
You know
and
what?
his finals. At the end of the day, it is production, and he just gets the credit.
I think I think TJ has a little bit more say in it nowadays. He's been doing this for a while, so I think he has a good idea and a good mind for, you know, what can be expected. I believe he
Yeah.
has some say so.
I mean, casting
Maybe not a whole
wise,
bunch.
no. Yeah,
Can
I
you
don't
see
think he has.
TJ up in the
Not
office like,
casting wise,
No,
no.
I think what
let's
goes on, he
plan?
has this. I think he with like challenges and stuff. I think he has because the finalists say like, oh yeah, they should do this, or if he wants to like to toss up into what they want to do, he probably go to TJ. But other than that, I mean, I don't. He doesn't have much, but definitely something.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to Nam and Lolo. They getting into it, and it was a really great scene when CT popped out, just like, "Hey guys, pull your head out of your asses. You guys will kick a lot of ass." But it seems like Lolo is getting the feeling that she's being froze out. She initially thought that she was going to be targeted, but now she's realizing they're just keeping her out of elimination. Do you guys think that this is the case? Is that she's being froze out, or do you believe her lack of winning dailies is what's keeping her out?
I think it's a combination of both, but she plays. She's been playing a really low profile kind of game. I just don't see her making a lot of waves where people are looking at her. But yeah, and she hasn't really shined. Like I expected a little bit more out of her being an athlete the way she is. But yeah, she's not really shining on the positive side, I guess is the best way of saying it.
All right,
Um,
Antonio.
with Lolo and even CT, because CT mentioned later on in the game, I really don't think they're smart enough to hold someone out because we've seen strong competitors like Fessy and Cam have a gold skull. So if that's their goal is to hold someone away, why was Fessy and Cam, given the opportunity to get one like that? But I just think like the because Lolo does have a big ego from we've seen. She thinks, oh, I'm a gold medalist. I I'm better than everyone else here. And I mean, yeah, does she have a right to say that? Not really, not yet, because it's a whole different game. But she has to prove herself more in order to think that way. Because she hasn't won anything yet, really.
This
Except
is
for
not her
a couple
Olympics.
couple of medals.
Well,
Yeah,
this
but
How
that's
many
not
isn't
she
the
got to
the
challenge
prove?
though.
Olympics.
The challenge is a whole different game. It's a whole mental aspect that Olympians and other even like other athletes can't even deal. Even like Terrell Owens, big athlete, broke down a Chance for Stars or Chance for Pros or whatever the season was called. So it's a
I
whole
think
different
He
game.
burned $70 million.
Like, yeah, you want to cry, do fake tears. I mean, it's a whole
that
different thing.
that was an entirely epic exchange. I think Jasmine here said it best. She's just kind of floating around. She's playing a floating game, and she doesn't have any real power to actually pull off any of these moves that she wants to do, especially any of these moves that's going to put her in to an elimination, so she could go ahead and get her skull. Where'd Antonio go?
Who cares?
All right, let's go
Bye,
ahead and move
Antonio.
on. Devin, Kyle, Meechie, and Leroy are coming up with a plan. Kyle's still out for blood. He wants Fessy to go against Josh. Cam is his partner. What do you think of the strategy? Do you think it's? I mean, I understand that Kyle is hurt and he still wants blood for being blindsided and thrown in, but it doesn't seem like throwing them in is going to answer any of the problems that he's having. What do you make of Kyle's strategy to go after Josh and Fessy? Antonio.
Oh, well,
Go
fine.
to Becky real
Ignore
quick.
me then. Fuck you too then.
Becky. Oh, what is that?
It's a cat.
We just got a hamster.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yes. For
he
the
would
middle
eat
way.
Wait,
your
what was-
hamster.
What was the question again? I just came back.
Kyle's strategy to get Josh and Fessy to go against each other. What's your take?
It's smart. You always want to have two people with the same alliance go against each other because it's a numbers game at the end of the day. So if you have two people on the same side, go against each other, you're definitely taking away a number. But with Big Brother being, I think, one of the biggest alliances, just the rookie ones, I would say, it's definitely tough to get into this early because we still don't. There's still a whole half a game of play.
Big Brother Alliance, the Big Brother Alliance is deep. You gotta respect it. If you don't respect it, they could actually really hurt you. Josh, up until this point, hasn't been much of a threat because he can't really win elimination. So, but they do have the numbers, and their vote can get you thrown in if you run afoul of them.
And with Big Brother too, it's not just the Big Brother alliance. They've all made friends with strong competitors within the game itself. It's like it's hard because I see Josh made friends with Nani. Amber B made friends with Rookie. So if you attack one of them, you're essentially attacking someone else and someone else's alliance, and it's all like a domino effect. If one goes, every alliance is kind of in with them, so they all like feel threatened by you.
Well, I
That makes
think
sense.
I can understand why he wants to go after Josh and Fessy because Kyle is a petty person and, petty gonna petty. If anything, if he really, really wanted to get back at them, he would have them go against each other. So that way he would really get one of them out. So that's what my focus would be on is like if you're gonna screw them over, screw them over large and send them in against each other.
Yeah, and I think Cam has the right strategy here. You don't know what kind of day it's going to be. Most likely a girl's day, so just not the. I'm sorry. Most likely, let's go ahead and move on.
Well,
Let's go ahead and move
Cam
on.
is still focusing on trying to get Theresa out. So
Right. She just wants to have a little bit more information before going that route. So let's go ahead and get into the best part about today's episode. That's going to be today's daily. Today's daily is called what do they call it? All Brawl.
yeah, I was like, oh,
This
this is
was
hilarious.
yes. The name was great, but this is by far one of the best dailies that I think they could have ever done. You have a 5-person pole wrestle, then it goes down to a 2-person pole wrestle, and then a 4-person pole wrestle, and you got a mud pit, and you got a race. This is by far the best daily I have seen in a long time, and this may go down as one of the best dailies ever. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about your favorite moments. Let's talk about your least favorite moments. Becky.
I mean, I loved CT literally like playing it off like he was still looking for it when he had already found it. And he was just pushing it closer and closer to the edge when he knew nobody was paying attention, where he could just bolt with it and poof. Nam did the same thing. Well, Nam did it before CT, but seeing them kind of get sneaky about it so that they wouldn't, especially someone like CT who really likes physical situations, is he's like, nope, I really don't want to fight today. I'm good
He
on
was
that.
not really dialed in for that one.
Yeah. The sad part was really because I knew this was going to happen. When he said third round, there's going to be a third round. I was like, oh, it's going to be a partners thing. Okay, this makes sense why on the commercial, CT looks so pissed off. I know what happened. So I was really sad to see that Cam had to go against Big T, and obviously there was nothing, that Big T was going to be able to do. And I was really sad to see CT give it up because he basically just didn't even try, which
Absolutely.
I understand,
Absolutely.
but still, ouch.
Antonio.
Um, See, I get the point in the game. You want to try to win, and I love how CT and Nam did it. But at the end of the day, it's also the second time in a basically back-to-back challenges where the men's they weren't physical. I mean, given there was opportunity for them to get physical this challenge, but the females though they went at it. They were scrapping, and Anissa putting literally choking Lolo, and I just love how just the females were just getting physical. They all showed that they wanted to win. I mean, and I agree with Becky. Seeing Big T and even honestly, even Gabby go against Cam, I'm like, oh, this is an easy win for Cam. I'm like, it's not even funny. I'm like in my head, I'm like, all right, I know Cam won, props to her, but like in my head, do not hurt Gabby, do not hurt Big T because I love both of them and I do not want them going home.
There was a lot of great moments. Both Nam and CT did the smart thing, keeping it pretty secret till they got close to the line. That was by far the smartest play. Really, really loved that. I really hated seeing CT just give up. That's not even worth it because he's why be out here all day wrestling in the mud? I don't have to do this. We know how this is going
I
to
mean,
end.
he's right though. 10 out of 10
Yeah,
times,
no,
Cam wins.
he is. I didn't fault him too much for that. I would have loved to see him try harder. I don't like to quit and stuff either, but I kind of get it. And he's a little bit older, so. But one of my favorite moments was just seeing the level of respect Cam gave Big T. She didn't go out there and try to make her look bad. She did what she had to do. She showed a lot of respect while doing it. Made sure to help her up. That just shows kind of what a class act Cam actually is. People always getting on her for being she gets a bad rap for being arrogant, but she puts her money where her mouth is. She hasn't won the big one yet, and really that's the shocking part about it. She's primed to win one of these. So just the level of respect she showed the other competitor, I thought that was a great look, and I love good sportsmanship. Big T tried a little hard out the best, but
She did.
What was she going to do?
I can tell you this. Listen, mark my words. If Cara doesn't come back, Cam is going to become the face of this. She's going to. They're priming her to become the face of the challenge.
I can see that. Why shouldn't she? Why shouldn't she?
I see Ashley before I see Cam.
Ashley, no. Ashley's too.
I think
up and
Ashley.
down.
She kind of shares the mantle with the face. Maybe not as much as everybody else, but behind the Cara, she's probably right there.
I mean, I don't see Cam.
She's
If
been
Cam
going for
wins
2
this
seasons.
season, then maybe I can see that push. But I don't know. When I see the face of of a current show, whatever it is, I look for like a champion. And Ashley has the most wins out of the current female. So I mean, that's what I'm giving the push more towards Ashley. But other than that, I mean, besides Ashley and Cam, they're the two most appearances I think in the last like 5 seasons.
Cam's
So I mean,
getting
it's
a
only the two
real
of them.
big hero edit almost to a degree. Like Mastermind hero edit. You can tell she's kind of becoming production's darling.
I mean, she's the only female that's getting camera time, honestly, too.
Well,
I feel
as
like.
she should be. She's getting tons of camera time, but she's also, I think she's just that kind of competitor. A lot of people relate to her. She's also very polarizing. People love her and people hate her, but for the most part, I think she's very beloved. And she's still starting in this. We don't know how much longer Ashley's going to do it, and Ashley has a tendency to have meltdowns. I love Ashley, but she'll have a meltdown in the middle of the challenge and quit. So
These are facts.
if
I have
you
a question.
can't-
So I know that this is Leroy's last season. Has Cam said anything about?
Cam's not
No?
done.
No, Cam's not going anywhere.
No.
And in reality, I don't believe this is going to be Leroy's last season.
No,
I think them calls are going to
Leroy's
start
been done
going
for a
out.
while, though.
Well, I can see him doing it because he started his he opened his own barber shop where he's at in Houston.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to walk away from Cam can walk away because hers is like an e-business and she has people that can manage it versus, Leroy is the barber. You can't,
No, yeah,
close
like,
down your shop.
barber
My guy
shops
goes on a
really
2-week
have
vacation
one
sometimes, and
barber.
I get mad.
He's going to have a couple of chairs there. I don't think this is his last season. I think he'll end up taking the season off.
No, but with a barber, though, I've been going to the same guy since I was like 5 years old. If he goes on a 2-week vacation, I get mad. So if my guy was gone for 3 months, 3 months without a haircut, I don't know what I would do with myself.
Speaking of which, I got a fresh lineup today.
Nice. I need a haircut. I got one like 2 weeks ago. I didn't do it for
And I
another one.
gotta love that, this is something that Jasmine just pointed out, but Karma Cam almost reminds me of, Karma Maria coming right back for you. I noticed that during the whole thing. I was like, oh, she is not stealing Kara's tagline.
My head hurts.
All right. I still got some stuff in the daily that I want to unpack. Can we talk about how Cam instantly flung Gabby?
Oh, she wasn't even. It was
Yo.
When
I
Gabby said
felt
her
bad
wrist
for
was
Gabby.
hurting, I thought to my head, if she broke her wrist, I'm crying. I'm shutting my TV off. And I'm going to bed.
What? If something happens to Gabby?
No, so Gabby said
Why?
like my wrist. I thought like, oh, if her wrist breaks, like I'm just gonna be like heartbroken, and I'm just turn the TV off. I'm not gonna watch it.
My God, your obsession needs to stop.
It's not obsession. It's
You know
just
what?
I would felt
You-
bad for her.
You remind me of how I was when Turbo was around. My future husband, even though he
Oh,
doesn't.
Oh,
he's
know
in
me.
speaking of
love.
Turbo, Nam did his little, thing
I
today.
know. Oh,
Wait,
do
wait,
not
wait,
give
wait.
that to Nam. Nam's wallpaper
Antonio.
butt.
Yes,
Do you got a little crush on Gabby?
I've said this since the
What,
cash
a
drops.
little
Like Gabby's
crush?
my girl.
He's like,
I made
you're
it
he's gonna
publicly
have like a
known. When the
shrine to Gabby
cash
in his
dropped, I
house.
said, "All right, I'm loving Gabby this season. I don't care what she does. Don't care how she like what she. I don't care if she quits. Favorite girl.
all right. Come on, bro. You are too old to be having a crush on reality TV stars.
It's not a crush. It's just I'm single. Let me have fun.
Look at his face. He's so obsessed. I mean,
I'm gonna
I
have people
shouldn't
listen
talk
to this that
because
I'm talking to, and they're just gonna get mad at me. This is not good. I should just
I
shut
mean,
up.
I'll be
All right.
honest. Listen, I understand obsession. I still am praying that they bring Turbo back because I want to ogle my husband, who I will never meet in person. But
Let's go ahead and move on. During the match, during the female round, there was a part where the girls was tussling, and Anissa grabbed Lolo from behind and came in contact with her neck. Lolo ended up exploding on her for a attempted choke. In your guys' opinion, was the choke by Anissa on Lolo completely out of line, or was Lolo just overreacted too much, or a mixture of them? Becky.
Lolo overreacted. I'm sorry. You're in a mud pit and you're wrestling. You think you're not going to be physically touched? Yeah, I understand. Maybe she was feeling choked or, maybe I get that. But to come at Anissa that way, it was over dramatic. She needs to chill.
Antonio.
I'm gonna go with a little bit of both. I don't think Anissa should have put her arm around Lolo the way she did, just because she didn't have the what do you call it, the relic in her possession. Okay, I get it, but end of the day, it is the challenge. It is physical, so you kind of can't complain. If I'm a Lolo, I say something like, "Hey, Anissa, what you do is kind of dirty. Just watch it next time," and that's it. Leave it at that. I'm not gonna go storming around the house telling everyone, "Oh, you see what Anissa did to me," blah 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 blah. No, say one thing and you move the fuck on. That's the game.
It's a pole wrestle. I'm sorry. That shit's going to get physical. That's just the way it is. Lolo overreacted. Just that's it. I don't think Anissa was wrong at all in any of these instances, and I would always call it out if I thought it was, but Lolo was overreacting.
Um, I'm inclined to agree that it was a little bit of both. I wrestled in high school and college. Also did amateur. I did amateur wrestling, professional and regular style. Played in a lot of sports. But I know that sometimes, anytime, like if anything touches the front of my neck, even if it's a shirt collar, just somebody playing to touch my neck, it makes me instantly uncomfortable. And I think that's what Lolo was feeling. Just being made extremely uncomfortable just instantly. So I get her reaction. But the relationship you have with Anissa, I understand her blowing up. I think she should have calmed down a little bit quicker than what she did. Because it's one thing to go off in the moment, get back to the house. Hey, I just felt like I was being choked. I panicked. It brings these feelings, and I get that. But she stomped around for a day and a half, and it wasn't a good look.
Fuck you, Anissa.
But
yeah, it was just a little bit too much. It didn't need to go that far. You could and she could have just said, "Hey, I felt like I was being choked. I didn't like that. Give me a little bit of space right now," and that would have been fine.
Well, I
But
mean,
what
also,
if?
I think it's also her position in the game right now. She's frustrated. She feels like she's not really been taking into
She's been
account.
choked out of an elimination.
She
That's
got
what I'm
choked
saying,
out.
though.
She got choked. But the thing is like, I think at the end of the day, I don't think it's just a choking out. I think it's just everything compiled right now for her that she's, her cup runneth over. There's almost so much you can take before you explode. And I think that's what happened. I still think it's extra? Yes. But I guess the way you explained it makes sense.
Now, what if Lolo was doing this, bringing all the attention to herself, being like the annoying person in the house, just so they could all vote her into elimination? Be
This
be
wouldn't be the
be
way to
the
do it.
annoying asshole, because that's what happened with Devin. Devin had that big thing, and he got thrown in the next time, I believe. I could be wrong. I don't know, but like I just feel like usually if someone's annoying, if the house hates you, you get thrown in.
I mean, I'm looking at this again over and over again. I don't know if Lolo has the mental fortitude to make it through this game.
She doesn't.
I don't think she's going to do it. I think she's going to have a total meltdown. She's getting close to it. You can see it in her eyes. She's trying to hold it back, but I don't know if she's going to be able to do it.
But doesn't that make the show sometimes with some of the people who can't handle it? Some of the people who can't handle it makes for great TV. I don't, I hate that a lot of times when I bring her name up, it's not in a positive light.
Tanya.
But Tanya, I try not to bag on Tanya for, she actually wasn't a bad challenger.
She really wasn't.
But the fact that, she couldn't handle stuff and she would blow up. For the standard of reality TV back then, it made for some pretty great shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Camilla's freakouts,
Oh.
Ashley freakouts.
I always thought
I
Camilla
think-
was going to actually like stab somebody. I was waiting for her to like stab
Weren't we all?
bananas.
Facts. I think
Oh my
if
God, that
Lolo
scene with
was
the chair.
I think if she was a more established competitor, a more established challenger, people would be a little bit more tolerant of her freakouts.
But I think it's a part of the times too. If you think about it, the times are changing, and certain things aren't acceptable to show anymore. Certain people having these meltdowns and these issues isn't acceptable for
Yeah.
people to exploit
Yeah.
or look at how crazy she is, because that's what they really did to Tanya. Is they pushed and they poked and they prodded somebody who obviously had more issues. And yeah, was it great TV? Yeah, did she have freakouts and it was like, oh my God, what's going on? But they should have pulled that shit back. And I think it's the era now. They're not going to let that happen again. It's just not.
We're evolving as a society, and I think the challenge helps reflect some of that stuff. So I'm never against anything that's going to protect people's physical and mental well-being. But let's go ahead and move on. Before we get to deliberations, Amber B and Amber M, they've been very, very close throughout the whole show. And Amber B is starting to see that at some point she's probably going to have to vote in her homie to make room for herself. I felt like this wasn't really necessary. I felt like Amber B didn't have to vote in Meechie and Amber M. She could have burned it.
Were they really close though? Because I mean, maybe they were, but editing wise, if you're bringing up that storyline, at least like show us throughout the season, a few conversations they had. Because besides them being rookies, I didn't know that
They've always been together. They were always in.
They've always been together,
Together.
and they've said it multiple times.
And they're roommates. So they honestly, when I saw Amber M, I saw Amber B. They were always circled close to each other. So it was never a situation where they were like on opposite ends. But I think that Amber B is holding strong to her alliance. She knows she has to show them because she knows that people are going to tell. Like, obviously, they don't want Amber M to know, but she's like, I ain't trying to deal with that drama. But,
Right?
but at the end of the day, yeah, I don't know. I think that Amber
She
M
could have just burned it, and it would have been a whole non-issue.
Amber M is getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
I don't dislike her.
It's not. It's just she's just. Oh, go in
She's
already.
just trying to keep her head above water. Every week her name is mentioned.
I don't
Yeah, but
want
at
to
this
go in. I
point,
don't
just
want to go in. Then go
shut
in and
people up.
win.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If your name is thrown out there every week and you still haven't gone in, that's just go in already. You have to go to make the final. You have to get a gold skull. Just go in already. She has the best chance to get one. Might as well do it now. Do it when there's plenty left for you, and just get over with.
I mean, go after somebody smaller than you. Go after Big T or even Amber B or whoever.
No.
Neither one of them have the power to get that pulled off at any time. Let's go ahead and move on to deliberations. I love this deliberation. Amber and Meechie, they just sit there like, hey, just so you know, we don't want to go in,
We don't feel like it.
and we don't want you guys to vote for us going. And they literally got laughed out of the room.
Leroy's
laughed out of the
hilarious.
room.
Well, I don't feel like going in either.
That was just their biggest problem isn't even their performance. Their biggest problem is their politics. They have none. Amber fares a lot better than Meechie, and I like Meechie.
So do
But
I.
Meechie just his political game is non-existent. Sure, he's hanging out and kicking it with the boys, but if he's not monetizing those relationships, what is he doing?
I mean,
What is he doing?
that the guys are just keeping him around because he's a small guy that they all know that
Oh,
they
yeah.
probably could beat. That's it. I'm sorry, Michi. I'm sure you're good at something, but I don't think you're going to be a challenge champ anytime soon.
And here goes something. Here goes something even worse. If they know they have a good chance of going in, why don't they go to Cam and be like, hey, we want to go in, put us in as your vote, and let's try to get the House to vote somebody who we want to go against. Cam already isn't feeling CT, even though her and Big T are kind of cool. I don't think she would feel necessarily bad about voting in Big T and CT, considering it's probably going to be a guy's day.
Yeah.
But she would never throw in. Well, maybe. Well, that they.
Yeah,
I
yeah, she
honestly
would.
no. Here's the thing. I think they don't want CT, and I think this was actually put up that this was a thing. CT was never going to go in if it was up to Cam and Leroy. They didn't want him to get a gold skull. They wanted him to be sitting out so he wouldn't be in the final. To give Leroy a better chance.
I don't know. I think Leroy could beat CT in the final. I mean,
So
CT.
do I. But
I
yet
think
again, it
it'd
is
be
the
a
final.
toss-up. I think he'd give it.
I mean, look
run
who's
for his
in it.
money.
It would depend on what the format is. If it's a partner based, it honestly will connect with who the partners are. But I mean, I think Leroy and CC are pretty much even. I might give Leroy the edge just because I feel like he's younger, more athletic. But then CT is always CT. He turns that switch on come final time.
Well, CT is getting back into shape.
That's
Back
what
to
I'm saying.
the
I've seen
prime
like
CT.
the way CT is playing this season. It's scary to watch. Like he's coming back to like his true form again, and he's gonna be someone like you don't want to mess with.
The thing is he's
True
his
form
true
as a
form.
floater.
His true form when he was prime, and also not with the temper that he had back then,
Oh,
and with more friends than he had back then. Because one of the big things that CT had a problem with is that nobody liked him, so everybody was trying to get rid of him.
yeah, but
Versus
CT
now,
has friends, but his friends do not want to see him at a final. That's the only
Not at all.
that's what hurts CT. Like, he's gonna have friends to get him to where the final could be, but he will not get to the final if he doesn't play for himself. He has to start winning for himself and play for himself early on into the game. So his
I'm sorry,
alliances
Becky.
don't matter.
Are we boring you?
I have been up since like
Excuses.
6 o'clock in the morning,
Excuses.
and it is late.
So have I.
And I still have to get up in the
Every
morning.
day. Anyway, do you guys think that it was total BS that they didn't show us the who voted for who when they were in the what is it, the chamber?
Yeah, they
I
did
thought
it
I
on
missed it.
purpose. I,
I thought
knew
I
who was
missed it.
going in.
I
There
thought I
was
missed
no
it too.
way.
I was like, shit,
I
I looked back
rewinded
for
it
1
and
second, I
everything.
missed it. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I was dumb tight. I was dumb tight. I was like, once I went back and seen it, like, why would they not show us? That's mad
I
dumb.
will be 100% honest with you. I knew that was stupid. They actually thought everybody like, oh my god, is it Fessy? Is it Anissa? No,
Yeah,
not.
like, come on.
It's
we
Amber
know.
and Meechie. Everybody knows who it's going to be.
I honestly thought it was good. I had like during the party night, the club night, I thought, oh, maybe Anissa and Fessy might go in. And then I saw everyone hit Amber and Meechie. Like, oh yeah, it's clicked.
Yeah, no, there was too many. There was no way. And the thing is the way Meechie went about it. I don't feel like going in, and she doesn't feel like going in. Everybody's
Did
like,
themselves
oh,
no
really?
favors.
It's weird
No
on a
favors.
season where you have to win, they don't want to go in, and they're acting like it's the same way like it was, like 10 seasons ago. Yeah, I don't want to go in, but like back then you didn't want to go. I mean, if you did, it's a great accomplishment, but like you didn't want to go in. Now you have to go in. And if you're saying you don't want to go in when you have to go in, that's kind of it's weird, really weird watching it.
It is. I mean, the challenge really flipped a lot of that stuff on its head. Let's go ahead and jump into the elimination. So we get to the elimination, and now they show us who's going in. Guess who? It's going to be Meechie and Amber M.
What do you say?
I don't know why I
Congrats.
still get them confused.
I was gonna say it's
Only
the
get them
cover of
confused
No
because they have the
Shit
same
News.
name. Yeah, on the cover of No Shit News. I love that one. So it looks like it's going to be Meechie and Amber M. and Kyle and Cam decide that they're going to send down Nani and Josh. I'm assuming to protect the Big Brother Alliance. I don't think Kyle could have been too happy about that, but I mean, it makes sense, right? It helps Cam's game. It gets Kyle a little,
Yeah,
gets
it
him
helps
off his
them
Figured
both
back.
that one
out.
out.
'Cause
Cam
Cam-
figured that one out. Period.
Yeah, it
Kyle's
was a
not.
good middle for them.
Kyle is not figuring out things for their team. Let's just be honest. Kyle
Facts.
is following Cam's lead 100%.
Kyle openly says that Cam's a great partner. He loves how Cam's directing him in a great path. Kyle this season, he just wants to, have fun, stir the pot a little bit because we need one this season. But he's just sitting back enjoying the ride, and
He's not stirring the pot. Fucking Devin's stirring the
No,
pot.
he wants to, but Cam won't let him.
No, Devin is stirring the pot.
I
Devin's causing all
I will never
the drama.
give Devin any credit.
That's because you're an idiot. Because Devin deserves credit right now.
There
I
was
don't even like Devin, and I'm giving him credit.
There was not enough Devin this episode.
Let's keep it that way.
I actually agree. It was
Devin's having a great season.
Devin's having a really good edit, really great season. He's doing really well for himself, and you're just mad. Now I
I'm not mad. I just hate it on my
Cam,
TV.
I agree. Devin is a jerk, but he's funny this season. You got to give him that.
All right, quick question. Out of Devin and Josh, who is going to be targeted first to get their skull taken?
Devin.
2 reasons.
Over Josh?
Devin's annoying,
Well, you
and
said
Josh is the alliance.
But you said Devin and Kyle, right?
Devin and Josh.
Oh, sorry, Josh. Sorry.
No, Devin. Josh is the alliance.
The
And
Josh
that's a
is
numbers
an
game.
easier win.
Yeah, but it's a numbers game, and especially to keep someone out of elimination, it's more of a numbers thing than getting put in. Because we've seen numbers take control of the season. If you have a strong alliance and a strong friendship with other people, if you have your skull already, and you don't want to go in, there's a good chance you might not go in. I mean, once Devin leaves, depending who takes his gold skull, I can see Josh being the second one coming because I do not see Fessy getting thrown in there again.
Devin has a better, not by much, but Devin has a better elimination history than Josh does.
Facts.
So, I mean, yeah, no. I think Josh is going to be the first one to go. I'm sorry.
I would easily pick Josh over Devin any day of the week. Any day of the week when it comes to elimination. So the elimination is going to be it's going to be a guy's day, so it's going to be Meechie versus Josh. Josh is like, what is he, 0-4?
0-3. Just 4 seasons, there's 0-3.
All right, so he's 0-3, and I don't know Devin. I don't know. And Meechie doesn't have a record.
No.
He's a rookie.
I mean, I'll be honest with, if we were going to talk about records, we need to talk about, we need to have Tyler on because he's the one that knows the number.
Yeah, he knows them all over like the top of his head.
I'd ask Tyler a question too. Is I even here tonight?
Oh,
Oh,
no Tyler tonight. That sucked. I think everybody kind of realized that. When they see only 3 of us.
No,
Anyway.
I asked him a good question, but fuck.
He's here in spirit.
All right.
Shit.
So the name of the game is Asset Destruction 2. TJ made some changes. There's going to be a slide puzzle at the beginning, and the slide puzzle will indicate which ones are eligible to get taken out by the balls. I don't know why they did this. I don't know why it was necessary. Did the first one not take long enough?
They're like, we're
Are
going to
these
make it
improvements?
heavier and put a puzzle in it.
Or was there no real drama for this episode, so they had to make the elimination longer? I don't know, but Josh killed the slide puzzle just like anybody over the age of 10 should. He kills the puzzle, and then, oh my God, the way that he threw them balls. How does he threw them balls exactly how I thought he threw balls. Like, in my mind, if I picture Josh throwing balls,
He throws
this
the
is
ball
how I
like
picture
I
him
throw
throwing
a
them.
ball, and that's pathetic.
I
am
felt
not
so
an
bad for
athlete.
Josh. I'm like, what are you doing?
I didn't feel bad for him. He's a grown man. He's a grown
No,
man.
like, just seeing him throw a ball, I'm like, what are you doing? And he lives in Florida. And like, I would assume like baseball and like football, 2 main sports in Florida. I mean, you might want to learn how to, throw a football, throw a baseball, use that technique. But he was throwing it so, I was like, oh my God, what are you doing?
It was so awkward. It was tough to watch. Like I was literally here laughing my ass off.
Once the thing is once TJ starts laughing at you, you should feel very ashamed.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. And the whole entire peanut gallery was just dying laughing. I just typed in that it was a complete flop. It wasn't a complete flop. He still got the win. Josh
Meechie's more
finally
of a flop
gets it.
than Josh, I would say.
Yeah, Meechie didn't even get done with the
Meechie
puzzle.
couldn't finish a slide puzzle.
But,
Was it
but
a
check this out.
4x4 slide puzzle? I can do it in 2 minutes, honestly, like max.
This is how unprepared he was for it. He probably haven't even seen a slide puzzle
He
since
said he
God
didn't
knows
do
when.
any puzzles practicing. You're going
Devin's
on the
like,
challenge.
what are you doing?
You're coming on the challenge. There's 2 things I think you gotta focus on most: swimming and doing puzzles. Because those are the only 2 things where you can like work your mind and like I guess try and do. Yes, lifting weights is one thing, but like swimming, 99% of the time you're gonna have at least a few of them, and puzzles. So the challenges are puzzles for the most part. You gotta know how to do them. You got when you see your contract. Oh, challenge. Okay, puzzle, swim. That's it.
I mean, here's
Jo-
the thing.
Josh really needed this win though.
I'm going to say it. I'm sorry. It's against Meechie. Talk to me when you have an elimination win against somebody who matters. I'm sorry, Meechie. You're too new. You suck at the end of the day. And it's your first season. I'm going to give you credit for it being your first season. Hopefully when you come back.
Yeah, but this
you'll
was an
suck as well.
equalizer, though. I mean, Tori lost to the same elimination to Anissa, and everyone thought Tori was. I guess there was no puzzle, but Tori.
This is the elimination for flops. If you're a flop, this is your elimination.
Oh, okay. So maybe you guys know because I was gonna ask Tyler this. So this elimination, was it the second female elimination or was it not? Cause I know the first one was Ashley and Natalie with the rope thing. Was this the second
Right.
female elimination?
Here, Pam, I'm going to let you know. I'll give him credit for having the easiest win ever.
So like Tyler needed to
Against
be here.
somebody
No,
who doesn't really matter.
Because
I recognize Josh win. When it's all said and done, a win is a win. They put his back to the wall. He had to get it done. He won. Straight up and down. And he won fair and square. He beat Meechie.
you guys know my question. I'm very upset.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know the answer.
I think
Very
Pam's. I think was it Nadine said yes. The only
Okay.
other female elimination was Anissa and Tori.
So if that's true, then
no,
then,
technically no, because the first elimination, Ashley and
Was-
Natalie.
yeah, that
So
was
it's 3.
no. That's
No,
this is
and
the
no,
second
and
one.
then Ashley
No, second
versus
to-
Cam in the
talking
flying
about.
So
thing.
there's Cam, yeah.
Okay, so Ashley, Anissa, and Tori were the second one. No, wait, no.
No, and Ashley and
Natalie were the first
Natalie.
one. Then it was Anissa and Tori.
Anissa and Tori.
Okay, perfect.
Then Cam and Ashley.
So
And now
the
this-
next guy's elimination should be the same one that Cam and Ashley had because I
little
see what they're
flying-
doing.
little
They're
flying
doing
thing?
they're flopping what the other gender did. So we're seeing because this wasn't the third. This wasn't the second overall elimination because we had 2 guys back to back. You get what I'm trying to say? So they're repeating the cycle, but in like opposite gender order.
We all know this. This has already been. I think we established this like
Yeah,
2
I think-
episodes.
No,
ago.
I think this is
last
something
week we were
Tyler
like
said.
speculating about it. Now this week I'm confirming it.
Tyler did that.
You
So
know,
stop.
I'm trying to have my moment because Tyler wasn't here.
You failed. Oh, he.
Do not do that ever again. Do
He
not mute
muted
me.
you.
Oh, that's great.
Asshole.
I love
Oh,
it.
I just discovered the mute button. Oh, that mute button is everything.
You better not mute me, Malik. I will find you and I
Well,
will punch you.
Don't talk some bullshit.
I always
All right.
talk shit, but it's never bull.
All right, Asset Destruction 2.
Assholes.
How do we feel? How do we feel about this elimination and the changes? I think it's good. I think it's good that we give the flops a chance.
I think they made it a little bit harder because it's men, but at the same time they made it a little bit easier because of the puzzle told them where to hit. Whereas with Anissa and Tori, they had to figure out which ones were by literally throwing the balls. So
They're-
they
they're
gave him an
medicine
answer
balls.
key ahead of
You
time.
know what they should have done? Like, if they wanted to change this, oh my God, who was it? Was it Bear versus Wes in World of the Worlds? We had the ball like in the sky and it dropped, and they had to grab it and you had to put it into a bin.
Wasn't that also
No,
like
they did the one where they was
a
like
trivia
shooting
one?
the wall.
Okay, well, you know what I'm talking about. Whereas the balls in
Yeah,
the sky.
drone ball drop.
Yeah. So they should have done that, and they would have fought for the ball, pick up the ball, and throw it against their grid and knock a piece out. And they would keep
like-
going until.
Not
like
with, not
30
with how heavy
balls.
those balls are.
No, you make it a smaller ball, obviously.
No. Those are the second heaviest pair of balls I ever seen. Next to mine.
Once you said second heaviest, I knew where it was going.
I was like, oh God, here we go.
All right. So after Josh gets his first win, and he celebrated so cringe. You can tell he's never won anything before. And this is from a guy who has won Big Brother. Like he won like such a douche. And like I was genuinely happy for him. Like, hey, good job, man. You finally got yourself one. We got something to celebrate. And here he goes to fuck it all up. And that's Josh.
It's just like,
Hey, well, it's his first challenge win.
Yeah, but come on, you don't win like that.
No, yeah.
Big difference between the way Josh won and Cam won today. World of difference, and the difference is
Facts.
class.
No, okay, honestly, no, like,
Class.
all right, beating Meechie and beating Big T, I take beating Meechie
and you gotta honestly,
like, come on.
I'm giving
Like,
Kyle way too much credit. Gosh darn it. But I gotta say his commentary, I like to thank, my neighbor's cat. Thank you,
Oh, yeah.
Mittens. You always
No.
believed
He,
in me.
he definitely hit that one.
I was like, okay, Kyle. I giggled. I hate you. And I hate
now, if it was a
myself.
final, I would, Josh, fine, have fun, do your own thing, say what you want to say, but it's elimination. He's definitely going to do another one, I feel like, because the way TJ said it, where now you're going to have to fight to keep it, or don't let someone steal it, whatever the
I
fuck
knew
he said.
that was what's gonna happen. It's not like they were gonna kick everybody else out.
No, I knew
Like,
that, but now like I don't know what they're gonna do. Let's just say for next guy's elimination, which is 2 weeks. Let's just say. Let's just say it's two people that don't have a gold skull go in. Now it's like the island where
why
the
would
winner.
they do that?
Well, because I don't know. Maybe that's the way they want to play the game.
They can't play the game that way. They have to. They're competing for a gold skull. They're gonna have
Okay.
to compete against someone with a gold skull.
Now let's just say if they don't do it that way. I'm a big. I don't know. I'm just trying because they didn't say someone with a gold skull has to go in. They never said that.
He said they have to fight for a gold skull. So why would?
Because it could be like the island where if you win something, you can take someone else's gold skull.
They're gonna
Another
figure out something.
elimination.
There's gonna be some rule to have this work
Well,
out.
let's say it's next week. It's 2 weeks. It's CT versus Nam, and CT wins. Can CT take
No.
someone's?
No, I think whoever has the skull has to go into
So
elimination.
then why?
They're-
In my head, if I'm a
because-
guy, why try to get a gold skull early on when you know you're going to go in twice?
Most likely what's going to happen is somebody is going to get voted down, and they're going to say you can choose to battle anybody with a skull.
Oh, that'll be fun.
That would be
Then
fun.
winning a
I
daily
like
just
that.
gives you safety.
Oh yeah,
Poor Josh
All right,
and
guys.
Devin will be in all the time.
yeah, exactly.
they
Josh
lose,
and
yeah.
Devin are going to be targeted first. Well, that's going to do it for us. Before we get out of here, let's go over a couple of you guys' questions. All right, we got Caitlin. Caitlin, what's popping with you? So if you were in that elimination, who would you want to go against, and do you think you would win? And what moves would you have made?
Ooh,
Antonio, why don't you take the first one?
in that elimination. Who would I want to go against? I mean, I'm kind of like an all go big or go home type of guy. So probably for the fun of it, CT, Fessy, Leroy, just someone big because I'd rather take them out elimination, like just prove my worth. And I don't know. I just with the puzzle, I'm pretty good at slide puzzles, I would say. And then the whole momentum thing, bringing the cage down, it's all a big what if because I really haven't done it before. But it's like, well, I'm not gonna
Have you
do
done
that.
any of these things before?
I mean, puzzles I have done. I played
You
balls
just
in a
pole
few times with my
wrestling or
friends.
hall brawling in the middle
No,
of nowhere?
I've done that. Like we have a game of football called Kill the Carry, where you hold the ball and you gotta just hold for dear life, and everyone starts tackling you. So I mean, physical
That
stuff I've
game-
It's
done.
not a hall brawl.
No,
that
it's
game
not,
is
but,
called a
s-
lot of different things in a lot of different places.
Um,
So like I've done
I
physical stuff before like that, like ball, like like all that stuff. But this one was like different. It's hard to say because I haven't really done it before. But I can guarantee you I can throw a ball better than Josh.
Becky, who would you want in this elimination?
because she's been agitating the shit out of me, and I would rather send her home or go home, I would go after Amber M because oh my god, her voice is getting on my nerves. I don't know if I'd win because I suck at throwing balls. I don't have the arm strength, so that would be pretty comical. Overall, I think I would do just as bad as Josh. Maybe not as. I may have better form because I do the granny swing. But yeah, I'd figure out a way. But yeah, um, and I guess what moves do you mean? Like, does she mean like would I be like Cam, where I'd be making political
like, would
moves?
you take somebody's partner?
Yeah. It depends on who my partner was, but if I was partners with Meechie, yes, I would be choosing like Leroy
Or
or
Darrell?
Darrell. Probably more Darrell than Leroy, but yeah, he'd
Yeah.
carry my ass.
Me, I definitely would go against Josh. Just for the culture. I would go against him for the culture, just because I have to.
For the
Somebody has to do
culture.
this.
Oh my god.
I would go against Josh. I will wash him, and I'd say that sitting from my very comfortable home studio. Uh, and then the move I would make is I would probably directly go after Cam. She's
uh,
she or Lolo. Yeah, she's a little off the rocker, but she probably would be the perfect partner if she had the right partner.
if
All
yeah,
right,
if
let's
she
go
had
ahead.
the right competitor.
Move on to the next question. Pam wants to know the greatest, funniest, worst moment of the season so far. I'll go first. Worst moment so far. Josh got his first win.
I knew it.
Worst moment.
Uh,
Um,
worst moment for me? Uh,
I don't even know.
watching Nelson just get pulverized in that hall brawl.
Oh yeah, he got washed.
Yeah, I honestly it hurt my soul. I've kind of grown to be a little bit of a Nelly fan, and I'm not gonna say I stan him or that I'm his number one fan, but I'm he's growing on me, man. I feel bad.
I like Nelson.
Eh.
Antonio.
Worst moment. I'm gonna go worst
Worst,
moment.
best, funniest. It doesn't have to be worst moment.
Oh well, I just I just overall hate how lazy the guys are playing this season. So I'm gonna say that's my worst moment. I'm gonna give all the credit to every female this season because I feel like each and every one of them, every episode is outperforming every single male. And usually in the challenge, we don't see that as often. And to see it this season, it's honestly fantastic to see.
I gotta say, my favorite moment is Devin. Honestly, this entire season, just messing with Big Brother every second gets. Like Big Brother sucks, and then just this whole situation with Fessy or Fussy, as you like to call him, and
Fussy.
Fussy and
It's
Josh,
a great
where he
name.
literally moons them and like wiggles his feet at them, and he's like, "What you gonna do?" I was like, "Okay, Devin, I see you. Okay."
Devin has had a lot of great moments. Um, let's see. One more question. Rain wants to know. Now that we are halfway through best male and female rookies.
Rookies?
Who's even left of the guy that are rookies? Just is it just
Rookies
Nam?
haven't really been making a huge splash. Really.
No, that's not true. The female rookies are they're not doing much, but they're doing a lot at the same time, I feel like. Not on paper. On paper, they're having a terrible season, but entertainment
On
wise,
camera.
yeah, but same if you
What
watch
guy rookies are left?
just Nam, I think, right? Because Michi went home, so just Nam. And then for the girls, you have both Ambers, Gabby, and oh my God, that's it, right?
None of them have really done shit.
Oh, Lolo.
I give it to Amber B, who's
I give it to
really
Gabby.
she's come to compete. The fact
Yeah.
that she didn't, drop off the way Theresa just told her to that one time, and she did fight to stay in it. She's making moves. Yeah, I give Amber B a solid thumbs up on the rookies. Uh, Yeah, and I
You're bugging. Got to give it to Lolo.
No,
Lolo
Gabby.
is still
what is Lolo doing but having freakouts?
more than anybody else is doing.
Hey, Gabby won today. Ish.
I
Kinda.
was like,
Sort
what?
of.
No, I remember Gabby get. Oh, hold on a second. I'm kind of far from the
Gabby
mic.
won her heat. I'm gonna give it
I
my.
remember Gabby getting flung.
Her
Flung.
wrist almost got broken.
That's what I remember. Were we watching the same show?
Yes,
Yeah,
I saw
exactly.
Gabby winning, and then I kind of like
Listen,
didn't watch anymore.
listen. I want to tell you guys something. I don't want you to wild out too much.
Uh-oh.
We may be dealing with one of the worst rookie classes in recent challenge history.
It's not true at all
I
whatsoever.
agree.
I haven't seen.
I actually
shit
love
out of
these rookies, and I hate rookies.
Rookie
Like-
girls or the rookie
I-
guys?
both. But I do like the rookie girls so much more. But
I think the rookie girls came to play, but I know
they
that
did come to play.
But
They're-
they are
this is
getting
the best rookie
outplayed.
class they've been in a long time.
They are getting outplayed by the vets, though. You need to shush, boy. Not you,
Me?
Malik. That one.
Me?
The Gen Zer who's over here singing weird little
Wonder
like,
Pets.
Neo Pets songs. It's
Wonder
like,
Pets. Wonder Pets.
I don't know. That shit is ridiculous.
All right. It's closing in on 12 o'clock.
Oh damn.
That's going to do it for us. Thank you guys for hanging out with us and talking that shit. We're going to be back next week. We'll be live. Hopefully, Tyler will be with us then. Make sure you cop all of your custom-made challenge gear from shopthechallenge.com. I got a couple of nice pieces, couple of cool things you might want to check out. Go ahead, put in a custom order.
look. I still got my fuck out of here shirt.
There we go.
Oh look,
Fuck
I'm
out.
wearing a Barstool shirt. Oh. Hey.
Rest in peace to Hit List. Really miss that shit.
It could always make a comeback.
It can.
I mean,
It can.
technically,
It's
the
not
YouTube
dead yet.
videos have the hit list in it, so I mean, it's not really dead yet.
There we go.
See, I watched
All right.
that.
That's going to do it for us. We will see you guys next week. Bananas, close us out.
Ooh, I'm doing this live for the first time in a while. Okay.
Hey.
Uh,
Can
Another
he
great-
not? Can he do it without messing up? Is the question.
We'll try. We'll see what happens. I don't know. No
It's only
promises.
been 107 episodes.
Only?
All I gotta be.
All right.
hey,
In my defense, I haven't been here for all of them, so it's a lot less. All right. Another great episode of Pod Stories. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to stay updated by following us on Twitter and Instagram at LWC Podcast. Join us up on Facebook at facebook.com/Love War Challenges. Join our discussions on Reddit under the challenge subreddit at LWC Podcast. Also, check out our website at lwcpodcast.com. Make sure when you listen to us on Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and YouTube, give us 5 stars, give us a great review, and most importantly, subscribe. Have a great day, Pod Stories. Peace.
This is a dirty game, bro. And what I've always said is all is fair in love, war, and challenges, and challenges, and challenges, and challenges.
Yeah.